there, Capricorn. Welcome to your end of April 2024 General Tarot Updates. It's Raina here. Let's begin the one off the top. We've got, what is this? 7 of Pentacles. Okay. All right. I'm just thinking about the eclipse that we just had. So we had the official eclipse season is still upon us because I'm recording this in April, and we had an eclipse, a solar eclipse in Aries, and that was, when was that? April 8th. And so that was like 8 days ago, and that was in your 4th house of home and family. So that might have some kind of situation involving change in that area. But the month, actually, yeah, the month before, but a couple of weeks before that, on March 25th, there was a lunar eclipse in your 10th house of career. So the career sector and the home sector were both hit. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because the central card is, it's like back to the drawing board. It's like the beginning of something, the 0 point. And I'm like, wow, that's really, powerful. That's a totally new beginning. But what astrologically can we kind of look at? And certainly, especially with the one in Aries, since that's a solar eclipse, that could initiate new beginnings that have a domestic connection to your life. That's what the Fool represents. Well, the Fool doesn't represent the domestic. The Fool represents 0 point. It represents sometimes taking a chance and sometimes starting over again. But it's not that you're going to repeat your past. You're going to do things completely differently, and you don't have any guarantees about how that will, shake out. And you're in a very adventurous kind of vibe or a mindset. So this is kind of atypical for Capricorn people, because you tend to be very organized and wanting to kind of like structure whatever it is that you're doing in a way that makes it more possible, that makes it more what you had wanted it to be, rather than something that is just kind of haphazard. And yet this is kind of more, I wouldn't use the word haphazard, but it is more unknown. It's stepping into the unknown. In the past position, we have the 4 of Swords. This is a card of somebody who may have been really spending time recharging their batteries, going on a retreat, doing something that nourished your inner world versus being more active mentally in the outer world. So this might be something that you have been preparing for, or kind of a bridge. The 4 of Swords might have been a bridge to a new life, and you're kind of preparing yourself for it. Like an example would be if you knew you were going to retire, but you feel kind of uncomfortable about not having a place to go. You might have some kind of retreat or something that kind of like takes you out of the everyday world to contemplate on exactly what it is that you're embarking upon so that you're prepared for it. And the higher message is the Eight of Wands. So if you have been kind of like in this in between stage, understand that you also have to be ready for when the action kind of comes back online. Oh, maybe this has something to do with Pluto retrograding in your sign. Maybe that's what the Four of Swords was really about too, astrologically, because it did force Capricorns to kind of like deal with some of the issues within themselves. Every time there's a retrograde, you're going within yourself. And this would have been in your own sign, so it really heightens what that represents. What crosses you is the Mother of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Um, there can be, I was going to mention like divorce as one potential situation that the Fool card could be representing. And what I was going to use as an example is, let's say somebody a Capricorn person was married for 30 years and now they are freshly divorced. And it's like everything is new to them. Just kind of doing things on your own. If you have been married since a young age and you just were always associated with somebody else, it can feel weird to not have to consult anyone before you do certain things. And so that can be a good thing. But with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, there might be some entity that is trying to thwart you. And actually, the Fool can be this, like I said, like this adventurous spirit. And the Queen could actually be like a mother. Queens can be mothers. So, and for those people who are happily married or happily coupled, the Queen of Pentacles can be your mother-in-law, or it could be your mother, but somebody who is like saying, why are you doing that? Trying to kind of get you to second guess yourself about something. And it can be very hard not to kind of take that person seriously. You might start to question, yeah, why am I doing this? Maybe this is the stupidest thing I ever thought of doing. And it can make you doubt yourself. So it's really important, I think, this is just my opinion, that when people have projects or plans, that they keep them to themselves while they're still in the process of birthing those ideas and making them, flesh them out. Because otherwise, you could find yourself in a situation where you have to answer for what it is that you're doing, and you don't have to answer for what you're doing. You have the right to do things that other people don't understand, but it's a hassle. It does, some people might say, well, I'm secure enough to deal with it. Well, that's fine, but to me, it just adds one more obstacle, because sometimes when we're trying to launch something or trying to get something underway, there's a lot of resistance even within ourselves to actually show up for ourselves and be consistent. So the last thing we need is someone on the outside of us telling us, trying to plant doubt. Even if they're not being malicious, they can still do it because of their own conditioning. And this is connected with money, with pentacles. So it can be somebody who's excessively, like materialistic, and they can't see that they're being fear-based. They just think that they're doing, being practical, and they're looking at something realistically. What's coming in is the Ace of Swords. This is a card of seeing through a situation, I think, a lot of times so that you can move forward. Um, and how I see that in general is when somebody has been in denial and they are trying to, maybe they're believing someone or believing something that simply is untrue. And when they finally realize what's going on, they can truly move forward. Otherwise, they're just going to be spinning their wheels. And I like how in this deck they have like those lightning strikes, because I feel like that can really speak to that aha moment that people get when they see through other people's deception. The outcome card is a 6 of Pentacles. And remember, money doesn't grow on trees. That's a saying that, but actually, that's one of those sayings that when you take courses on abundance, they tell you to look at all the things that you're programmed with and to see how you have been taught to have limitations when it came to money. So maybe they're doing like kind of a little bit of a inside joke by having the money tree like that. But anyway, this is a card of give and take, of energy. So technically, we could like focus on the money, and we could say, yeah, this is a card of asking for what you really feel you deserve. Not, for the work you do, but also for, what is equal energy exchange, or what is fair energy exchange. And the same thing can apply to relationships, but sometimes people get too caught up in the money angle. And it's really not about that, because somebody may come to a relationship with no financial resources, but they're doing other things that invest in the relationship. So, being tit for tat, or just being very, very conscious of who is buying what and doing what, sometimes that can indicate that the relationship isn't really a deep connection emotionally. And that the people can be on different pages, and maybe one person is too into the financial aspect of it, and the other, or just is too materialistic within the relationship, and the other person, thinks that money is a means to an end. So they are motivated as long as they have enough, but they're just not obsessed with it. And in those types of scenarios, you're not going to have that equal energy exchange, because both people aren't even coming at each other from a balanced perspective in the first place. But like in the workplace, this is like feeling like, the amount of time that you spend every day working is being fairly compensated, for sure. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that this resonated. And if you would, did I say Aquarius? I meant Capricorn. When I said Aquarius, I was thinking to myself, that doesn't sound right, and I did it anyway. Yeah, Capricorn, I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.